गुड इवनिंग, नमस्कार, जय हिंद। दिल से स्वागत आप सबका आज के हमारे भगवान श्री रजनीश और नेशनल ट्रेजर के एपिसोड में। मैं हूं माँ प्रेम श्वेता और आप हमें देख रहे हैं एनआईएन लाइव पर। टुडे वी आर हियर टू स्पीक अबाउट टू मास्टर थेरेपिस्ट्स फ्रॉम Osho's garden, his garden of love, his garden of compassion, and his garden of kindness. And from this garden came out various therapies that are still very effectively used around the world. To talk about the two legends of Osho's world, that is Swami Dheeraj and Swami Veeresh, we have very special friends with us here today. My first guest today is Ma Charaka.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Sweta and Anugra. And
Good evening, Ma.
hmm?
It's indeed nice to have you here with us today. And I would like to tell my viewers that Ma Charaka is an Osho sannyasi, a meditation facilitator, and a renowned therapist of Tibetan pulsing. Ma, once again, a warm welcome to you. With
uh,
this, I invite my second guest of the evening, Swami Anugrah.
Namaste.
Uh, uh, a warm welcome to you, Swami Anugrah.
Thank you.
I would like to tell my viewers that Swami Anugrah joins us from New Jersey, USA, and he is an Osho sannyasi. My third guest today will be here in Ohio, and he's already joined us. We cannot see Swami Chaitanya Kirti ji on screen, but Swami Chaitanya Kirti is a man who needs no introduction in Osho world. The reason is a renowned meditation facilitator, editor of Osho Times, and right now renowned as an author of various books. But Mindfulness, the Master Key is the first book that comes to everyone's mind when we speak of Swami Chaitanya Kirti. I will welcome him once again when he comes on screen, but I would want to begin with you, Ma Charaka. You are from Lithuania.
yes,
And you came to Pune, India, and as the story goes, you had come with an intention of staying just for a few days or a month, and then you ended up living in India for a year,
for 1 year.
and there began your romance, and there began your romance with the country, with the ashram. You have so many memories to talk about now. So, how was it that a young lady from Lithuania landed in India? What was it that brought her and attracted her to the teachings of the master?
Well, it was 1995. It was a long time ago. And that time I was actually just graduated psychology student. And somehow I felt that what I learned in university, it didn't fulfill me and didn't answer my inner questions. So I started to look around what are other possible ways to know yourself, to know deeper myself, because inside of me I really didn't feel fulfilled and happy. And somehow here in Lithuania I met also some people who were meditating, and they just mentioned that time Osho word that some commune exists. So in those long past times, it was Soviet it was so still this Soviet mind around. And I found one man who was organizing tourist groups to India, one Russian man, and he was also passing by ashram. And when we passed, when we came to ashram, for maybe it was the plan for us to stay 3 days. I just told our guide that I won't travel anymore anywhere in India, that I will stay there because I feel good. I feel satisfied, as if, as if I found what I was looking for. My heart was just joyful, fulfilled. And so that was the story, that after we landed in Delhi, spent some days in Delhi, came to Pune, my tourist traveling just ended up in Osho Ashram that time. And yeah, that those days were really different, were really something absolutely. Um, it was very in ashram, in commune. Okay, that time I don't think it was named commune. I even don't remember. So that time was full of joy. Many people. This it was different, different style of all setting in ashram those days.
Yes. So you were a young girl from Lithuania who landed. I would like to tell my viewers in Hindi
Yeah.
कि एक युवती जो लिथुआनिया के यूनिवर्सिटी में पढ़ती थी, उसे ऐसे लगा कि उनके जीवन के संबंधित कुछ प्रश्नों के जवाब उन्हें वहां नहीं मिल रहे, तो वो आकर्षण उन्हें इंडिया ले आया। और जब वो आश्रम पहुंची तो उन्हें पता चला कि यहीं पे उन्हें सब कुछ हासिल हो चुका है, उन्हें सारे जवाब मिल चुके हैं और यहाँ से इनकी यात्रा शुरू हुई ओशो जगत में। With this, once again, Ma Charaka, I ask you, when we spoke, you spoke about Swami Dheeraj. And Swami Dheeraj, when we talk of Swami Dheeraj, we always think of Tibetan pulsing and his contribution as a therapist throughout the world, about what he taught and the essence of Osho's teachings that he left for people. So, what would you like to want to talk about Swami Dheeraj today?
Very, very sweet memories. Hello, Kirti. Nice to see you here.
Pranam
Very.
Swamiji. Uh,
Uh, when I
Ji.
came to India, I met new people, new friends. Yes, I met Anugra that you see here too, and of course, I was looking how to spend my time. And I went to some groups. First, I remember I went to the group Opening to the Heart. You know, these all kind of groups that were popular just for newcomers. And I remember that it was this a time when some celebration was happening that time in commune. I don't remember which one exactly, but it was celebration and was auction organized. And in that auction, people were selling different things. And one of the
Okay.
things was like Dheeraj. It was sold Dheeraj private session. And I I somehow just like intuitively started to participate in that auction, and they were selling private session of Swami Dheeraj. That was kind of big thing. I even didn't know that, but I was just hearing these voices of people around. They were saying, "Oh wow, this is the session of Dheeraj," and I ended up paying for that session. I don't remember. I think something like $600. And you know, it was auction. First, they were proposing maybe from 30 started till 50, 100, 200, something like that. Anugra is laughing because he remember all these stories too. So finally, I bought the Rush private session, and people were just also looking around. Oh, who bought this girl? Some girl bought the Rush session, and I also that time I booked some group of Tibetan pulsing too, maybe some 3 day group, and then I went to this multiversity plaza, and I told that okay, I have. Some coupon that this is my session for Dheeraj. And I came to Dheeraj and I said, you know, okay, this is me who bought your session uh, in auction. And Dheeraj was so sweet. And I think I did that in one of the groups that he just stood on his knees and he said, "Oh my God, this is the girl from Lithuania. You bought my session for 600 euros." He said, "It cannot be." I said, "Yes." And then he said me, "Okay, I'll give you 5 sessions." Because he was feeling that for this kind of money, just one session is too much. So that was very nice memories when he gave me these 5 sessions. And yeah, everybody, I was kind of very young that time and naive. Everybody was looking at me. Oh, you're going to the Raj session? Oh, you're going? I said, yes, I go. So I got these sessions, and that was my one of these sweetest experiences from the Raj.
Yes. And when you went for those sessions, when you went for Swami Dheeraj sessions, what was it that changed in you like this and it touched your chord somewhere deep within? What was it that you experienced in those sessions?
Uh, First of all, I want to say that I also started to participate in those waves, so-called Tibetan pulsing waves, that were just 12. And one wave, it's a group called
Okay.
like a yellow wave, green wave. And this therapy group was 1 month long, four
Okay.
weeks. So I was in that process too. So I also experienced many techniques. I learned many techniques. First of all, of course, you experiencing on yourself. So I was in that kind of feel, and in those times also in ashram, it was saying that okay, ashram is ashram, but another community is the Tibetan pulsars community. It was the big community of people. So going to the Raj sessions, it was kind of like, like a cherry on the cake. And it's in those times I think I didn't even understood what was happening. But after these sessions, I remember I was walking, and as if, I was just very surprised that all the flowers look different. Like inside is so clear, so clean, and all these colors. What you hear from Osho discourses, that was happening, like very clear mind, very light body, no confusion, clear mind, all these qualities that we were longing for. Just I noticed that this quality, it was given for you to taste, and then again you see how you little by little collect your worries, your thoughts, and of course this state after some time changes, but this imprint, this remembrance, it's always left inside.
Yes. Um, I will once again translate it in Hindi for my viewers. Uh, जब माँ पूना आश्रम आई तब वहाँ एक बोली लग रही थी, एक नीलामी हो रही थी थेरेपी सेशंस की। तो उस थेरेपी सेशन के लिए इन्होंने बोली लगाई $600 की। जब आप सोचते हैं सन 1995 96 में $600 की क्या कीमत रही होगी, तो $600 की बोली में इन्होंने वो बोली जीती। और फिर स्वामी धीरज ने ऐसे किया कि एक सेशन नहीं दिया, इन्हें कहा तुम पांचों सेशन अटेंड करो जो उस हफ्ते होंगे, जो उस काल में होंगे, आप सारे में आ जाओ। और वहां से इनकी शुरुआत हुई। और ये कहती है कि जब उन्होंने वो सेशन अटेंड किए तो उन्हें वाकई में महसूस हुआ कि ओशो की जो महक है उनके विचारों की, उनकी थेरेपीज की, वो उनकी रूह तक पहुंच गई। अब इसके साथ नाउ आई गो टू स्वामी अनुग्रह। अ, अनुग्रह, आप यहाँ हैं स्वामी वीरेश के बारे में बात करने के लिए, और आप क्या बताना चाहते हैं दर्शकों को? आप स्वामी वीरेश को कैसे याद करते हैं? आप क्या बताना चाहते हैं? And then I will have a few questions to ask you again. Yes, Anugrah.
First, I like to thank you and NIN, and it is very nice to see Charaka and Kirti ji here. And so, yeah, Charaka brought so many memories. It was a Mahakashapa property when this auction happened. It was the opening of a Mahakashapa property. That was the first day. Big celebration was there. Yeah, and Dheeraj used to attract so many people. All his therapies, blue wave, yellow wave, green wave. Charaka has done all of those all the year. She never miss a single therapy. It was packed, but she would always find a way to get in
Okay.
Naropa.
Ji.
Unbelievable
Ji.
time those years.
Yes.
Veeresh came to Osho in 74, and next year he took sannyas in 75, and then he was born here actually in America. He was in New York. He was Colombian. His parents came from Colombia, and in his early age he was a kind of drug addict, and then he went through a lot of treatments himself, and finally became himself a therapist, and start helping others to come out of these addictions. And after meeting Osho, he was more into therapy, and some year, I don't remember which year was that, he was invited by Netherlands government in Den Haag, and then in 78 Veeresh created Human University, which is one of his finest creation. It started with few sannyasins, and then it ended up having a like a big Osho center kind of place in Den Haag, in Ekman in Holland, but like 1 hour away from Amsterdam. Very nice place, and he created many therapies, including Om meditation, and his work was always to bring people together. And he also had a studio in his place, music studio, where he created social meditations, several social meditations, dozens of social meditations, and he would put
What
his
are social meditations? What are
uh,
social meditations? क्या होता है
social
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 meditations?
meditations is similar to other meditations, but they are more into like a celebration, and you make a circle of friends. You meet people. These meditations are. He used to add his own voice, uh, mostly Osho's quotes, and for Veeresh, the greatest human art was friendship. He gave a lot of importance to friendship, and he developed a community in Holland, and where friendship had the highest value. All his therapies, his work was very different from other therapists. He was, and he came to Pune often during the peak season, December, January. During my time, I saw him 3 to 4 times. He comes with the whole group, and when new auditorium was created, he was also invited, kind of to promote that, and that is where I saw him last time, in 2002 or 3, somewhere around that, and he was coming with Chandrika and entire group, and he trained hundreds of therapists, and affected thousands of people through his work. And always his therapies were like, his last therapies was wow. That was his before he died. He died in 2015. 3 to 4 years before that, that was his last gift. That was very very popular in Human University. It was he did it for 3 years about training, and then yeah, and then remember one more thing about Veeresh. One day in the discourse, Osho saw him sitting in white robe. It must have been 88 or 89, and he asked Anando to tell him to come to Lao Tzu after that. After that was very unusual. It was very rare. And Veeresh himself was very surprised, and he always described that meeting with Osho, and he gets very emotional always each time he described that meeting in Lao Tzu. You can show the pictures. I sent you some pictures.
Yes, there are some beautiful memories that have been shared with us, and I request the studio to share them with our viewers.
Yeah, this is from his last visit. You can see the Buddha hall has no more roof in this,
Yes,
no more mosquito net.
yes. This is
Kavisha.
who's this? This is Ma
Kavisha.
Kavisha, if I'm not.
Yeah, Kavisha.
Yes.
Kavisha.
Yes.
Yeah, here he likes to wear this topis, you know, in Pune, and always
Yes.
you know, interact with rickshaw drivers and local people. He was very happy I've seen him outside the gate many times in the German bakery, and he was like very much enjoy every visit he made to India.
Yes. This is him once again.
Yeah,
Swami Veeresh.
yeah, this is the place.
This is the Humaniversity.
I visited
that
this
we were
place
discussing.
long time ago when he was there, when I was visiting Europe. Yeah.
Okay. This is Ma Hasya, if I'm
Hasya.
not wrong.
Yes.
Ji.
That's Tathagat. We went to visit. Tathagat came to New Jersey.
Oh.
Yeah, this is Charaka and me.
Okay. This is Swami Dheeraj.
Yeah.
Dheeraj.
Yeah, this is the picture I was talking about. So
Okay.
he was so nervous, kind of very emotional. He, instead of doing namaste, he started shaking hands with Osho, which is and yeah.
Again. I guess this is the USA visit,
Yeah.
and I guess this is Swami Dheeraj with His Holiness the Dalai Lama.
Yeah, 95 it was. Kirti must be remembering this also. 95 or 94. That was a big moment. Dalai Lama was so happy. Dalai Lama, when he came to ashram, he bowed down to Buddha's statue. We had a statue outside Buddha Hall. I remember that meeting very well. That visit, his visit was. He came to actually inaugurate the hospital. Dalai Lama came to inaugurate in front of ashram. There's a hospital in Lex. There was a new building open for eye surgeries. So
Okay.
that's where he came actually, and Dheeraj was very excited the whole day when he heard that Dalai Lama is coming, because his work is Tibetan. So a lot of memories I have about these both super therapists. Really,
Ji.
I wish those are the kind of people who would run the commune, and they were so much into love, and they were so loyal to Osho. Veeresh was not happy in his last year seeing all this politics, because he also started getting notices like others. He was not able to run his. Actually, he was very much appointed by Osho. Osho always said, "Spread my work in Europe," and Osho used to find out somehow what he's doing, and he was so happy with him, with Veeresh.
Yeah.
And before he died, friends who told me in university he was not happy, and he refused to come to Pune also in his last years.
Yeah. स्वामी कीर्ति जी, आज आप हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं, और आपके अनुभव, मैं तो ये कहती हूँ कि आपके अनुभवों का तो महासागर है लोगों को सुनने के लिए, आपको बताने के लिए। तो जब स्वामी धीरज और स्वामी वीरेश आते थे आश्रम में, तो क्या माहौल हो जाता था? कितने लोग आते थे? क्या चर्चाएं होती थी? थेरेपीज का क्या असर होता था लोगों पे? आप कुछ बताएंगे स्वामी कीर्ति जी?
नमस्कार। मैं स्वामी वीरेश को पूना 1 के दिनों से देख रहा था, जब वो एक तरह से जीसस हाउस में उनका कमरा था, जो आश्रम में अभी भी जीसस हाउस है। तो
जी।
उस समय मैं इतना थेरेपी वालों पर बहुत ध्यान नहीं देता था कि कौन कैसा थेरेपिस्ट है, लेकिन कभी कभी वो दर्शन में होते थे तो ओशो उनसे बात करते थे, तो मुझे पता लगता था क्या हो रहा है। मान लो उनकी गर्लफ्रेंड बॉयफ्रेंड का भी झगड़ा है तो ओशो के पास सुलझाने आते थे, और फिर ओशो उनको अलग भी कर देते थे, फिर जोड़ भी देते थे। वो सब कहानियां सुनता था सामने, तो वीरेश भी उन कहानियों में एक था। तो और वीरेश शुरू से मुझे लगा है कि वो एक तरह से रिबेलियस स्पिरिट, विद्रोही चेतना वाला व्यक्ति।
जी।
ओशो के प्रति समर्पित, पूरी तरह समर्पित, लेकिन जो व्यवस्था है उस व्यवस्था में वो मिसफिट था हमेशा। इसलिए उसने हॉलैंड में जाके ओशो मिसफिट सिटीज की भी शुरुआत की थी। उस जो जितने भी कहीं भी मिसफिट लोग हैं, द मिसफिट्स आर द मोस्ट इंटेलिजेंट पीपल इन ओशोज। वी यूज्ड टू गिव मिसफिट अवार्ड आल्सो, कि जो मिसफिट यानी जिसकी इंडिविजुअलिटी ऐसी है कि वो समझौता नहीं करेगा और वो कहीं सत्य में समझौता होता भी नहीं है, जहां सत्य है सत्य है। तो ओशो ऐसे लोगों को बहुत सम्मान देते थे। एक तरह से उनको कहेंगे कि जाओ तुम हॉलैंड में सेंटर खोलो या कहीं और खोलो, उनको पता है कि इस व्यवस्था में ये फिट नहीं होने वाले हैं। अमेरिका में भी ये था कि कुछ लोग फिट नहीं होते थे, वीरेश भी बहुत फिट नहीं होता था, तो लेकिन जो ओरेगन में व्यवस्था चलाते थे ओशो के काम की, इंटरनेशनल ग्रुप, उस समय एक बात चली थी कि जो जो सेंटर कहीं भी हैं वो बंद करके बेचकर पैसा रजनीशपुरम को दे दें ताकि सारे इकट्ठे रह सकें। लेकिन सारे इकट्ठे रहना ये संभव नहीं है। कितना भी अंतरराष्ट्रीय ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कहे, ओरेगन वाले कहें कि आप सब बेच के यहाँ जाओ, वीरेश नहीं आएगा, क्योंकि वीरेश को इंडिविजुअली काम करना है। तो वो एक तरह से मिसफिट ही था वो। पर ओशो की नजर में ऐसे लोगों का भी स्वागत था। और ओशो ने बाद में किसी प्रवचन में कहा भी है कि मुझे लोग, जो अंतरराष्ट्रीय ग्रुप था जो सारे काम को देख रहा था, बार बार आके शिकायत करते थे कि वो नहीं बेचना चाहता, वो नहीं आना चाहता, ऐसा वैसा। तो ओशो खुश हुए कि हाँ, कोई है जो इंडिविजुअल है, और उसको बने रहने दिया। बाद के एक प्रवचन में ओशो कहते हैं कि अच्छा है कि उसने अपना सेंटर क्लोज नहीं किया और बेच बाच के नहीं आ गया। और उसको, मुझे पता है कि ओरेगन का प्रेशर था उसके ऊपर, पर फिर भी उसने नहीं किया। और उसका जो सेंटर पूरे यूरोप में छा गया एक प्रकार से, क्योंकि यूरोप ड्रग एडिक्शन से हमेशा से, एक तरह से हॉलैंड जैसी जगह तो सबसे ज्यादा ड्रग फ्री होती है, लोग उनके ऊपर कोई वो नहीं होता। तो उनको नशा मुक्त करने के लिए उसकी भूमिका बहुत सराहनीय है वीरेश की। और चूंकि वो खुद इस दौर से गुजरा था तो उसकी कंपैशन, उसकी करुणा ऐसे लोगों के प्रति ज्यादा है। तो ये कंपैशन होना बुद्ध पुरुष का लक्षण है। तो एक तरफ वो बुद्ध पुरुष भी था, दूसरी तरफ जोरबा भी था, जीवन को स्वीकार करने वाला, जीवन को मस्ती से जीने वाला। मैं एक बार म्यूनिक सेंटर में बैठा था तो वीरेश का वहां ग्रुप चल रहा था। ऐसे ही बैठा था कि जैसे विजिटर आया है तो बैठा होता है, कोई रिसेप्शन के आसपास बैठा था। तो किसी ने आके पूरा बियर की पूरी 10-12 जो क्रेट होता है ला के रखा मेरे पास कि ये वीरेश जब बाहर निकले तो उसके लिए है। तो मैंने इतनी बॉटल तो वो अकेला पिएगा क्या? मैंने ये पूछ लिया। कहते हाँ, ये उसके लिए है कल। तो और जब वो बाहर आया तो मैंने उसको बताया, और वो मुझे मुस्कुराता हुआ आके कहता है कि मैं यहाँ अंदर टॉयलेट में गया था, वहां भी मेरे पोस्टर लगे। तो मैंने, तुम्हारे पोस्टर के साथ ओशो की कोट भी लगी है, सिर्फ तुम्हारा ही चेहरा नहीं है, ओशो की कोट भी है वहां पर। कहते इतना वो पॉपुलर था कि हर जगह उसका, म्यूनिक में मैंने ये देखा, जर्मनी में, और हॉलैंड तो उसने पूरा बदल ही दिया था। यूनिवर्सिटी में, मतलब जैसा नाम रखा ना, ह्यूमैनिवर्सिटी, वो मतलब टू हाउ टू बी ह्यूमन, एजुकेशन टू बी ह्यूमन, जहां ह्यूमन होने की शिक्षा दी जाती है। नॉट होलियर देन दाओ, नॉट पाखंडी, नॉट दिस, जो उसको करना है वो करता था। और ओशो की दुनिया में उसका पूरा, भले वो व्यवस्था में फिट नहीं बैठता था, लेकिन उसने जो मिसफिट होने को पूरा स्वीकार कर लिया। कहीं होता है ना कि भाई ओशो के प्रति सरेंडर्ड है, लेकिन व्यवस्था के प्रति सरेंडर्ड नहीं था। तो मैंने वो देखा कि ओशो ऐसे व्यक्ति को खूब आदर देते हैं। पर उसके ग्रुप बहुत फेमस हो गए, बहुत चले, और साल साल भर के लोग ट्रेनिंग लेने आते थे ह्यूमन यूनिवर्सिटी में। वहां से ट्रेन किए हुए लोग पूरी दुनिया में जाते थे। ओम मैराथन जैसी ग्रुप प्रणाली है जो, उसको वो सिखाते थे। भारत में भी कुछ लोग हैं, इनका ये जो अनुग्रह है, उनका एक प्यारा सा दोस्त है आशीष, वो भी भारत में काफी ओम मैराथन कंडक्ट करता है। हमेशा ये दोनों आपस में काफी जुड़े रहते हैं, आशीष और अनुग्रह। और अनुग्रह मेरा तो वो कहता है मैं तो जैसे नानक का मर्दाना था, आपका मर्दाना हूं मैं। मतलब गाने वाला, गीत गाने वाला, संदेश पहुंचाने वाला। वो गोपाल भारती जी के बेटे हैं। तो जब भी मुझे कहते हैं नानक मर्दाना इज कॉलिंग, सो ही वुड कॉल मी। सो ही इज अनदर मिसफिट ट्रैवलिंग अराउंड द वर्ल्ड। तो ऐसे लोग मिसफिट पैदा किए वीरेश ने। और धीरज की कहानी अभी बता रहे थे कि धीरज जो है वो दलाई लामा जब आए पूना में, उनका जो एक तरह से इनलैक्स हॉस्पिटल के एक विंग का उद्घाटन करना था। वासवानी ग्रुप है, साधु वासवानी के शिष्य हैं, और वो उस समय एक तरह से एक और ऑर्गेनाइजेशन चलाते थे जिसका हिस्सा मैं भी था। वो था रेवरेंस फॉर ऑल लाइफ।
ओके।
एक्चुअली वो वेजिटेरियन डे मनाना चाहते थे, तो उसको मैंने कहा वेजिटेरियन होने से तो सीमित हो जाता है मामला, लेट्स मेक इट रेवरेंस फॉर ऑल लाइफ। तो उसमें स्वभाव जी के, ओशो के धर्मदूत के बड़े भाई बारी मल्होत्रा भी जुड़े हुए थे, तो वो मुझे पीआर काम में जोड़ लेते थे। तो दलाई लामा जब आए तो हमने सोचा कि इनको हम रेवरेंस फॉर ऑल लाइफ के उद्घाटन के लिए निमंत्रण देते हैं। फिर ख्याल आया कि इनसे पूछ चले कि ये वेजिटेरियन है भी सही कि नहीं है दलाई लामा, क्योंकि तिब्बतन लोगों के बारे में कुछ कहानियां और होती हैं कि तिब्बत में भोजन की सुविधा होती नहीं है और वो मीट खाते हैं। तो वी आस्क्ड हिम कि वुड यू लाइक टू कम एंड इनॉग्रेट रेवरेंस फॉर ऑल लाइफ सेमिनार, बट कैन यू टेल अस प्लीज आर यू वेजिटेरियन? तो कहते यस, वंस ए वीक आई एम वेजिटेरियन। हफ्ते में एक दिन सिर्फ वेजिटेरियन होता हूँ। तो फिर हमने कहा आप तो रहने ही दें, क्योंकि हमारा तो मामला ही वेजिटेरियन के ऊपर है, पर वी कॉल इट रेवरेंस फॉर ऑल लाइफ। सो बट धीरज had invited him to the commune, and his group pulsing, Tibetan pulsing healing, was the most famous and earning lot of money for the commune. Okay. Like I have a personal, I don't want to go into therapy anymore. I never wanted, but जो therapy जुड़ी होती थी मसाज से या बॉडी हीलिंग से या इस तरह की चीजें, कभी कभी मैं वहां चला भी जाता था। जैसे मेरी पीठ में बहुत दर्द एक बार हुआ, तो उसकी एक शिष्या थी अनुरागिनी, जर्मन, धीरज की, तो उसने मुझे 1-2 सेशन दी और मैं बिल्कुल ठीक हो गया। मैं कहा दिस इज वर्किंग। मुझे आश्चर्य हुआ कि उसके पल्सिंग तिब्बतन वो उसने नब्ज पकड़ ली, कैसे ठीक करना है। So it was working and people were really going in large number to his groups, Dheeraj group. And I used to see him sitting in the front row in the discourse. I was wondering why he's sitting in the front row. Who is he? Because I was not into therapy, so I had no knowledge. Then I realized that his group is the most successful group, making lot of money for the commune. And then he was also made into inner circle. He joined the inner circle also, because ashram finance department depended on him also in a way, because he's bringing a lot of money to the, because of his therapy, Tibetan pulsing therapy. So these both were like when ashram was also not many therapists were coming. Then Veeresh started coming. And Veeresh being the most popular in Europe, so many people will come following him to Pune. And also Indians also joined the groups, and learned. Earlier, Osho was not recommending therapy for Indians. Mostly you do dynamic meditation, and these meditations and therapy is not for you. Especially that kind of therapy which is more to do with psychology. Only he would recommend Mystic Rose, No Mind, Born Again, these kinds of groups which are for both Indians and Western. But Indians were allowed only for Mystic Rose, No Mind, Born Again, and Who is In, these kinds of meditative therapies. Because Indians have a different conditioning. Indians are not so much needing that psychotherapy. But psychotherapy is the only thing that gives money. So West, when sannyasis go in the West, they always, especially the Western sannyasis, they will not do Osho meditation camps. They will not give sannyas, but they will conduct therapies because therapy has a lot of money. So this has become more of a bread and butter for these therapists, and they then simply don't use Osho's name. Also, many of them in the West, they just conduct. It's like business only then. But when Osho had guided these therapists in the commune, it was not just business only, but Osho was keeping an eye on how they are conducting. Is meditation added to it or not? So Osho added so many things with their therapy to make it more functional, make it more healing. So here it was a very different thing, not dry therapy that you analyze, you do all kinds of things. They're not that kind of thing. But instant result was coming under his guidance. But now I see therapy is a very strange business in the world. And when it is minus Osho's vision, only therapists promoting themselves or just making money, then it lacks something of meditative quality, which I'm surprised. But still, it is very attractive to them that they are doing therapy, because mind is a different thing and heart is a different thing. Indians more are into heart.
जी.
So it was not needed so much in the Indian atmosphere, but in the West, they will spend years after years and go through therapy and still remain groupies. We used to call them groupies, they are always addicted to groups. कि एक के बाद दूसरा, दूसरे के बाद तीसरा, और शेख ही बघारेंगे कि मैंने ये ग्रुप भी किया है, मैंने वो ग्रुप भी किया है, मैंने एनलाइटनमेंट इंटेंसिव भी किया है, मैंने एनकाउंटर भी किया है, तंत्रा भी किया है, लीला ग्रुप भी किया. They would just brag with each other कि how many groups I have done. So it's like we used to call them groupies because they got addicted to groups, while Osho was using therapy as a ladder to go into higher consciousness. It was a device to clean up the mess that they have in their head and then become meditative, settle within themselves. So that's Osho's unique contribution. Use therapy as a ladder and go into deeper realms of consciousness, meditation, and settle within yourself. Which, I am sorry to say that in the West, it is not being given so much attention as Osho wanted. Therapists are just having their own business, and they even sometimes they don't use their sannyas name because they are working in the marketplace. So in the West, so there's no so much kind of dedication towards sannyas or meditation, and Osho's vision more into having their own private business. And Osho meditation resort is also responsible for that, because they have ओशो की फोटो यूज नहीं करनी है, ओशो का ये यूज नहीं करना है, माला नहीं पहननी है, ऐसा नहीं करना है, सब तरह के नियम दे देंगे. तो उसमें प्राण तो निकाल दिया आपने. और वो लोग कभी अब तो भारत में भी नहीं आते हैं क्योंकि उनको बिजनेस करनी है और इनको ओशो का नाम लेना नहीं है. तो it is like a confused state in the West, which I am feeling very strange. And this should be, we need to bring celebration back, juiciness back into our commune sannyasins. This is this is my prayer that this should be happening again. वो जो छिटक गए हैं, भटक गए हैं, रास्ते से अलग हो गए हैं, वापस पथ पर आ जाएं तो कोई बात होती है. तो ये जो सिर्फ थेरेपी तो एक कहते हैं ये माइंड चर्निंग स्टफ है. जस्ट गेटिंग स्टक इन द ग्रूव ऑफ माइंड. तो ओशो कहते हैं आई टेक यू टू नो माइंड, एम्प्टी स्पेस, शून्यता, और फिर तुम अनुग्रह भाव से भरो, ग्रेटिट्यूड में आओ, अस्तित्व से जुड़ो, तब तो कोई ग्रोथ हुई. अदरवाइज तो सिर्फ माइंड माइंड माइंड.
जी. Ma Charaka, we've had this discussion about what is the difference between the East and the West, and we will definitely talk about it sometime. But right now, I want to ask you that when I spoke to you, you even spoke about being close to Ma Kavisha and spending time with her in the US. So, is there something from there that you would want to share with our viewers? Because Ma Kavisha is one person that, Indian sannyasis barely know anything, especially the younger lot that is there now. If you can shed some light on it.
So when I, in those times, spent 1 year in Osho commune, my stay was going to the end, and I felt like a lot of people were feeling this feeling that, oh, what I'm going to do when I go back to Europe, how I would live without this atmosphere, without sannyasin, what I will do next in my life. So I was kind of in that little bit worry state. And just in ashram, I suddenly appear in some group of people, and one woman was sharing her experience about mystery school, Osho Academy in Sedona, that was held by Kavisha. And this woman, and I just was listening, and this woman was telling how she was spending in maybe past year or some months there, and she said, but it's such a luxury, so beautiful, such a luxury. And I just remember those words. She was saying, oh, so nice, it's different, it's this and that, but it's so luxury, it's so expensive. I just catch those thoughts, and I said, oh my God, yeah, maybe it's really nice, but this luxury, it's never gonna happen to me. Somehow I just catch those thoughts, and I came back to Lithuania. Life was going its own way, and also by the accident, these circumstances just came such a way that I just one friend asked me to come to USA. In those times, it was very difficult to get visa, but I also went with some tourist group, and I went to visit my friend. She was my studies friend. I went to visit her in Chicago, and then I said that I also would like to go to Sedona, and that's how my visit happened to come to Sedona. And first of all, it was very beautiful town, city. It was really magic, and the school also was called Mystery School. So as now I remember, so it was also difficult to catch all their teachings, what they were doing, all these therapies like Swami Kirti mentioned. But for me, it was just enough to be in that atmosphere among sannyasins. And it doesn't matter, therapies or something else. And there I was doing also some work, because it was like more worldly life. People were working, and the commune was open, like in the city. You just in the evening you go to White Rope or to meditations. In daytime you can work, you can just do whatever you like. So I was working some part-time in vegetarian restaurant The Sage, and because I stayed also 6 months. I mean, also not such a short time. Um and when I came to USA, I also came with some little money, and I wanted to stay more. So my money were going to the end, and I was thinking what I'm going to do. And okay, those times my parents, they said, okay, we will send you some more money. And I was waiting for bank transfer, and in the bank they told me, okay, it can money can come maybe in few days, few weeks, or it can take 1 month. So it was not like these days everything is so easy, and especially from country like Lithuania, it was such a rules. And because I needed to pay for rent, for my living, I was really in a stress. Oh my God, how long it would take those money to come to me? If it would take 1 month, I will be in trouble. So, and I got in such a stressful state. And
Of course.
Kavisha, when she would always come to White Rock. She would always come to have lunch in this sannyasin's restaurant. And she always would come with all other people like Avirbhava, Vaduda, and Vaduda. David was her boyfriend. Sometimes he joined too. So all these very, very light, very nice, very smiling people that, when you see them, you get inspired, at least me. And I remember it was one lunch time, and I was preparing some tables in the restaurant, and came Kavisha, Vaduda, and they brought some money on the table, and they started to count this money. It was some tips from restaurant, whatever. And and for me, this topic of money in those moment was very important. So I just, my mind catch, oh, money, oh my God, when my money come, these kind of associations. And okay, I just noticed my thoughts that they came about money, and here they are counting money, and I was doing my job. And also I was taking a course about in a mystery school. They had some special course, um, and and I said, okay, I will watch all my thoughts, all my words inside that are coming. And suddenly Kavisha is telling me, hey, Charaka, baby, come on. And she was always very very funny, in very joyful way. She would always talk, never serious. And they're laughing so much. I never heard so much laughter like in Sedona. They would come and they laugh, and she started to laugh. And I said, okay, hello. And she said, okay, baby, I think you need this money. And she just took some money, and they were small, $1, $5, maybe 10, but again one. And she took all this package of dollars, and she said, okay, buy something sweet for yourself. And my thought was, oh my God. And the teaching was that, like, well, all Osho's teaching was about love and trust, these qualities. And it was like, yeah, and they were teaching that you have to trust your life, that whatever you need, it comes, and you don't know where it comes. Just if your heart wants, these things are coming to you. So it was for me this very clear example how when you really want something, things are happening, and you don't know from which side they would come and from what kind of people they would come. So she gave me those money, and well, we were just laughing. I said, okay, thank you. And you know uh, when I got this money, I could also, what I did, it was also very interesting thing. I could think, okay, it was around $60, and I was thinking, okay, yeah, if you just count money, you can say, okay, every day $10 or whatever you can spend. But then I was so full of trust and joy when I got this money. And when Kavisha said, buy something nice for yourself, this was the message. And I thought, oh my God, the message was buy something nice for yourself. So it's not about that, oh, you have to keep and save money or just count every, piece of bread that you are taking. And I thought, oh my God, existence gave me so much, such a present. And I cannot now be like a kind of, how to say that, just holding this money. So I said, okay, what do I want? I went to the shop, I bought some apples, maybe peanut butter, I remember. And then I went to some clothes store and I bought for myself some blouse, something, few things to wear that were really not necessary. But the message was like, buy something nice for yourself. So, what is nice for me? I went and I bought what I want. And I was not saving this money for food, for example. And, I was just happy and I forgot about my worries. And, I just spent a few days very relaxed, enjoying. And then money came just after, I think maybe after 2 or 3 days that I got this money came to me and I was absolutely, happy. So those kind of teachings I got directly from Kavisha, that you have to trust your life and just she was feeling. And even sometimes, we were passing each other and she would look in eyes and start laughing and I would also start laughing, that we would stand just in front of each other and just would laughing and nothing else, no words, just laughing and she just passed by and I go my way. That's it. So that was my experience. And there are more examples like with this practical life connected, that they were like kind of real happenings about the Osho's teaching.
Anugrah, now we were just, yes, Anugrah, tell me.
Dheeraj and Kavisha, they both passed away in the same year, 1998. And before Dheeraj passed away, he got a doctorate from University of World Peace in Milano. He lived his last years in Italy. Yeah, he passed away in Rome. 3 to 4 months before he passed away, University of Milano invited him for a doctorate. It was very special to him, and this is the last memories I have. And then this mystery school Charaka is talking about. ये पहले मिस्ट्री स्कूल इंडिया में हुआ करता था, पुणे में। ये जो लोग थे, इसको जानबूझ के इसको मिस्ट्री स्कूल को तोड़ा गया। पहले तो इसका नाम चेंज किया, मिस्ट्री स्कूल को बदल के उन्होंने रखा कि स्कूल ऑफ मिस्टिसिज्म। यहाँ पे वो लोग खुश नहीं थे, हॉलीवुड का जो ग्रुप था, उसको मैं गैंग नहीं कहूंगा, ये लोग गैंग कहते हैं, लेकिन वो इसको गैंग कहना अच्छा नहीं है। वो बड़ा अच्छा प्यारा ग्रुप था। और जो धीरज के जो ग्रुप जो तिब्बतन पल्सिंग बंद हुए, वो भी इस करंट मैनेजमेंट के लालच की वजह से हुए। धीरज को मेंटेन करना था जो प्राइस था, जयेश उसको डबल करने के लिए बोल रहा था। तो उसने, धीरज का आर्ग्यूमेंट ये था कि पैसा ज्यादा करने से कम लोगों को ये करने को मिलेगा। वो ज्यादा से ज्यादा लोगों तक पहुंचाना चाहता था धीरज अपनी थेरेपी को। तो यहाँ से चालू हुआ और वहां से वो छोड़ के चला गया धीरज। तो इनके साथ अच्छा नहीं हुआ लास्ट में।
अनुग्रह, एक प्रश्न आता है मेरे मन में, इतनी फ्लोइंग प्लेस, सो फुल ऑफ एनर्जी, Swami Dheeraj coming in to do his Tibetan pulsing groups, Swami Veeresh being there, he would come with his group, 20 लोगों के साथ आ जाते थे, 25 लोगों के साथ आ जाते थे, अपना ग्रुप करते थे। फिर भी मैनेजमेंट ने फैसला लिया कि अब ये बंद करना है। हाँ, कोई ना कोई कारण उठा के, कभी फीस डबल करके, कभी थेरेपिस्ट को परेशान करके। एक हमारे सन्यासी मित्र ने खुद स्क्रीन पे बोला था कि उन्हें खास करके इंस्ट्रक्शन दी गई थी कि जब वीरेश आए उनके पोस्टर को ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंस ना दे। It has to be cut short and made smaller so that he doesn't get the importance of doing this. This was specifically done to Swami Veeresh by the management. अगर हम इसे ओशो की विजन को तोड़ना मरोड़ना नहीं माने तो क्या माने? What do we think of these acts of theirs? आज ये रो रहे हैं कि हमारे पास पैसा नहीं है, हमें जमीनें बेचनी है. We have to sell the lands. We have to sell, the plots because we lack money. We do not have any income. लेकिन जब इनकम आता था तो इन्हें ही इस बात का फितूर हो चुका था और वो इसी इनकम को बंद करने के प्रयास में इतने सालों से लगे हुए ना. Right now when you said that Swami Dheeraj left his body in 1998, so 1998 to right now 2022, for so many years they've been just doing the same thing. That is, they're not allowing therapies to happen. They're not allowing the flow of money to come in through what is actually the way to earn. तो इसके बारे में आप क्या कहेंगे स्वामी अनुग्रह?
ये जो दोनों थेरेपिस्ट हैं, वीरेश और धीरज, ये ओशो के अपॉइंटेड किए हुए लोग थे. इनकी जिंदगी में कॉम्प्रोमाइज नाम की कोई चीज ही नहीं थी. तो जयेश ने इनर सर्कल को तोड़ा, जब सारी औरतों को हटा दिया तो ये सिर्फ 5 मर्द ही बचे उसमें मैनेजमेंट टीम में. उन्होंने डोमिनेट करना चालू किया, इनको चेंजेस करने के लिए बोला, और वो किसी भी हालत में चेंजेस करने के लिए, क्योंकि वो लोग जो थेरेपी चलाते थे वो इनकम अपनी जेब नहीं, धीरज की जेब में कुछ भी नहीं जाता था, वो सारा इसको ही आता था. तो इन लोगों ने एंड तक उसके साथ कॉम्प्रोमाइज नहीं किया. और ये बेवकूफ़ी है जयेश की कि इतना प्रेशर डाला इन लोगों पे. और ये लोग जो अपने थेरेपिस्ट में बताते थे तो इसमें ज़्यादातर ओशो के विजन के तरह से चलती थी. पाथ ऑफ लव, प्रेम का मैसेज होता था हर थेरेपी के अंदर. एंड ऑफ द डे में उस थेरेपियाँ ओशो को रिप्रेजेंट करती थी. और ये बात अमृतो और जयेश को बिल्कुल बर्दाश्त नहीं थी. तो इन्होंने, ईगो का भी गेम था इसमें, ईगो का भी गेम था कि ये लोग ओशो को, उस समय बहुत बवाल हो रहा था कॉपीराइट को लेके, इसको लेके, उसको लेके, और इन लोगों ने आवाज उठाई थी और इनको कीमत ये चुकानी पड़ी कि धीरज को जाना पड़ा उधर. सारे अच्छे लोगों को साथ ऐसा हुआ. 2 लोग नहीं है, और भी थे काफी. एक तो पूरा
उनके बारे में हम आगे बात करेंगे.
जब धीरज गया तो सारे लोग उसके साथ चले गए. कोलोन में जाके बस गए, कुछ इटली में जाके बस गए, और जो उता सेंटर है वहां जाके करने लगे सारा ये तिब्बतन पल्सिंग का काम. मिस्ट्री स्कूल को भी जानबूझ के तोड़ा गया था. उसके वो बड़ी एक लंबी कहानी है, फिर हम कभी बात करेंगे उसके बारे में. आज उनको सेलिब्रेट करते हैं सिर्फ.
But since I got a comment on the screen asking this to be, translated in English for my English-speaking viewers, I would want to repeat what I said in a gist. What I would say is that the very therapies that were bringing in money for the ashram was stopped over a period of time to just take Osho's vision to another side of what it actually was. And specifically, when I think of Swami Veeresh, we had a sannyasi friend, Swami Gyani, can speak on this, when he specifically said that when Swami Veeresh was visiting with his group of 20-25 people, he was specifically instructed to make his poster smaller and not give Veeresh's therapies importance that they actually deserved to have. There have been many such incidents and we've been speaking about them consistently. And at the same time, as Anugrah says, we are here to celebrate the lives and the times of Swami Dheeraj and Swami Veeresh. And we intend to take this celebration further by speaking about what actually made the commune a beautiful place, a place which thrived on love, kindness, compassion, and on the basis of sharing, caring, and loving for each other, of being a typical global village, way ahead of its times. Today we talk of a global village, we talk about a world with no borders, but this was what was existing in the commune many, many years ago at a time when no one even thought of this. So, yes, Anugrah?
Charaka came for a few days, and imagine she ended up, and it is a story of a lot of people like that. I happened to meet many people who especially came for Dheeraj, and such magic was there during those days.
Yes.
Charaka did all his work. If it was possible for her to stay more, she would stay more. She would never want to leave. Yeah. All the therapists, small, big, there was a last therapy was an intensive, blue wave intensive. She
Yeah.
did that too.
Intensive, yes. I was participating in intensive too.
Yeah.
Part 1, yeah.
Yeah, and through her, I came to know about Tibetan pulsing. She would little bit share with me her experiences in the group, and it was amazing time. And these two therapists, their contribution is very immense in the world of Osho.
Yes, these two therapists, their contribution is immense in the world of
Mystery
Osho.
school was also very. We will talk about another time. Mystery school.
Yes, as I said, we'll speak about the mystery school some another time because it's something that we need more attention, more study to be told.
जानबूझ के तोड़ा मरोड़ा के उस डिपार्टमेंट को, वो डिपार्टमेंट आश्रम की जान थी, और वो लोग बड़े प्योर लोग थे, और उनका पूना में रहना सिर्फ एक ही वजह, ओशो की वजह से आए थे, और उनका पूरा फोकस मिस्ट्री स्कूल के ऊपर था. तो उनको वो कैसे गए, वो सब हम किसी और दिन बात करेंगे उसके बारे में.
जी. Before I end this, I would like to say a huge thank you to Ma Charaka, who took out her time to be here today, to join us, to speak of her experiences of coming to Pune, thinking that she'll only be here for a month, and then that changing the course of her entire life so beautifully. Thank you so much, Ma Charaka, for being here today. Thank you, Anugrah, for joining in with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And
my pleasure.
Yes. And with this, I would like to tell my viewers that NIN Live is committed to take the vision and the teachings of Osho forward, and his legacy and his essence of his thoughts to people all across the globe. With this, I come to an end of today's episode. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.